Hello, everyone, and thank you for inviting me. My name is Ivana Stepanovic. I'm from the Institute of Advanced Studies in Kőszeg, Hungary. I would like to start by saying that AI-powered digital technologies have already paved the way to the rise of machine agency. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that we are increasingly relying on artificial intelligence and algorithmic systems, so to say, powered by AI, to delegate decision making to algorithms. And this also means crucial decisions such as ethical decisions. This is present across all human activities, all types of human activities, not all activities, but as we are increasingly using AI for very important for very important tasks that were always traditionally been human, we need to ask what is the role of education of humans in the era of machine learning. And also, crucially, this question really depends on the question of what is the purpose of education and what is the concept of education at all. What is the role of education for humans and of humans, and how it is being challenged now by AI? So I would like to go back to cite, of all people, Maria Montessori, who in 1951 talked about the importance of human intelligence in building and maintaining peace and advocated for the humane use of dangerous technologies. And she was talking about atomic bomb, but I think today we can talk about AI as a type of a dangerous technologies, which means that her message seems to be relevant again very much, and that the development of individual as a person and the cultivation of human judgment would be the role of education, which she highlighted. But if we also think about the definition of education and understanding of the role of education through history, many thinkers believed that there were some kind of transcendental, political, spiritual, or social idea that must be advanced through education. So it is not simply obtaining the information or having knowledge, which could be equalized to a bulk of information. It is rather something higher in this level of spirituality, which is very inherently human, and so there are many different definitions of education, but there seems to be some kind of there used to be throughout history some kind of understanding of education as something more than just simply knowing information. It's rather also connected to the process of learning, which is building us as humans and building our capacities. And so, because we have this automation of knowledge and of education and automation of decision making, I think we should reevaluate the significance and impact of human education in comparison to what can be accomplished through machine learning. And I think that the idea behind the purpose of education nowadays might not be as clear. Now, this is a hypothesis. I'm not claiming this, but it is sort of the line of thinking that I was following. So when we think about the AI and the concept of knowledge, I think that the concept of knowledge is also very complex, and every concept has a very long history. And we should always think about the history of the concept itself, how it's changed, and what is happening now. What are the changes that we can detect now? It seems that the traditional concept of knowledge is being somehow obfuscated by AI, and this is particularly visible if you think about the Kantian distinction between rational knowledge obtained through the brain's reflective capacity and experiential knowledge obtained through the sense organs. And this distinction seems to be breaking down simply because the algorithms generate data through sensors, and thereby they can also simulate and automate human experience. Now we can talk about this in the more details, but now I just wanted to highlight this potential problem with the concept of knowledge. And then I also wanted to mention the rise of artificial literacies, which has been acknowledged for quite a while now. This is being exacerbated now with the current AI technologies, but we can notice that even reading, writing, editing, and searching tends to be automated. And therefore, I think that there is an important goal to justify the need for education of humans for humans in the age of algorithmic, what we can call algorithmic knowledge. Now, if we are discussing the concept of human knowledge and why is human knowledge so important, then we should think about the history, not just the concept of knowledge, but also of the concept of human. And the concept of human is complex and has, again, long history, and it is evolving. So, what kind of problem we can detect now? In the prospect of merging of physical, digital, and biological, we might face the challenge of defining what really constitutes a naturally human being. And this is a huge problem. The processes of augmenting and redefining the human have been there for a long time. And in the light of these new technologies, uh, uh, changes that are pointed out by theories of posthumanism and transhumanism are very important, where you can see where we can see how the concept of human is really relativized. And from the point of view of rejecting the traditional humanism, there is a criticism of these dualisms. And one of these dualisms is obviously human and non-human, but we can also recall the dualism between culture and nature, private and public, and this criticism, especially by feminists, is very important in the history of thought. But we can also say that there is this unexpected kind of consequence of these criticisms, and that this is the obfuscating and blurring the boundary between humans and non-humans due to this development of AI and technology. And when we think about cyborgs and maybe AI, mm, some kind of AI addition to the human brain, we can then quickly see that this relativization of the concept of human in the light of new technologies can potentially be dangerous, because if we don't know anymore what is human, how can then we protect human against the machine? Very simple. So the major challenges, specifically when I talk about the education, would be the use of AI on a mass scale. And this could undermine learner's agency and deprive learner from metacognition, critical thinking, independent thought, and other skills. The second important role of education, in addition to obtaining critical thinking and these skills, would be that it is important to build the capacities to become autonomous, and ethical thinkers and also doers. But the increasing reliance on AI and this decline of human agency is then relativizing the role of human judgment and maybe even making it seem obsolete. If AI can make better judgment, then why do we need human judgment anymore? And then finally, how to ensure this ethical, inclusive, and equitable use of AI in education and across all the industries, even though AI is then clearly it is controlled by the small number of international technology and military superpowers. So those are some of the key challenges. And now I would like to propose just a few possible solutions or paths of thinking towards some solutions. We have human centered education to provide deeper knowledge of ethics and human rights. We would need this in order to really understand these AI systems and keep human being as relevant, resilient, adaptive, employable in the world which is clearly being automated. Then we need systemic regulation of online platforms on a global level. This is being worked on, but also stabilizing job markets by creating lasting human professions that will not be prone to automation. So uh, this is where it is crucial to understand that division of labor between humans and machines should be somehow defined. And this should be backed by ethical principles. And one of those that I find really important is that AI should complement professionals rather than replacing them. This is one of the AI laws. I mean, new laws of robotics proposed by Frank Pascal. And finally, it would really be helpful to focus on human well-being and development of humans instead of economic growth, which would ensure sustainable advancement of technology within the limits of natural resources and respecting the principles of sufficiency or enough.